And a very, very warm welcome to the Cold Water Spout show. It's episode 5 and I'm Ben O'Leary.
And I'm Dave O'Leary.
And we're going to be speaking absolute nonsense like usual, aren't we, David?
Of course we are, yeah.
What we got coming up? Who's our featured artist this week?
It's a guy from way down in Florida, a guy called Cody Weaver.
That's right.
Doing some really nice stuff.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It's a good one. Yeah, nice one. We've had a question in from a listener as well, so we're going to act a little bit on that, talking about what we would have on stage if we became really famous.
Yeah, that opens up a whole...
Oh, it's a dangerous can of worms, that is. But we'll come on to that. What else we got? Anything special?
As the Olympics are on the horizon, you know, I've been thinking about that and the events that should be in it.
Yeah.
And the events that maybe shouldn't be in it.
Well, to be honest, of news today, the most far-fetched event has already been announced in reality, hasn't it?
Oh yes, the
man in the woman's
the female
weightlifting. Yeah. So anyway, plenty of that and a bit more to come.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. There we go. We are in.
So what's been happening then?
Well, I'm safely sitting here in the Silver Cockatoo, right?
Yeah.
So it's all right now. But between now and last time, we took the camper van out, the 1972 VW camper.
Oh, you mean Trouble on Wheels?
Trouble on Wheels.
Yeah.
It's painted AA yellow for good reason.
Yeah.
And unsurprisingly, that one of the early journeys in the year, it ends up on the back of a low loader. I'm on first name terms with most of the AA in the Tri-County area.
I bet.
And that got me thinking about a time when I was towing someone else, because in the van you're well used to being towed and pushed out of the way by strangers and this sort of thing. And people are absolute saints on the road, knights of the road, you know, that kind of thing. But it reminded me of a time, and I'm going back a long way, 20 years ago probably, when my friend Johnny came to the rescue. Now, it wasn't the first time, and it certainly wasn't the last time he's rescued me. But a good friend, lifelong friend, as you know, was our next door neighbour and so on.
Yeah.
Back in sunny Turvey, back in the day.
Yeah.
And this reminded me of a story that involves him. And we had a Volkswagen Polo, okay, an old shed on wheels. It was about a D-Reg, which would have been about 1986, something like that. And it needed towing from one village to another. So, you know, about 5 miles. Yeah. And I'd bought a fairly new Fiat Punto. So we're talking probably 1996, something like that, because it was a 95 plate. So it was probably about 96. So the car was quite old, the one we were towing. But it didn't have a towing eye on the front of it. You know, the little the loop thing attached to the chassis or whatever. Yeah. So we borrowed a rope, and the rope, without exaggerating, must have been about 80 metres long. It was massive. Okay, it was like, it wasn't as thick as a tug-of-war rope, but you could moor a sizable craft in a port with it. And we just wrapped this rope through the towing eye on the Fiat, because it was a modern car. But the other one, we wrapped it, lifted the bonnet and wrapped it round the grill, the front radiator grill, you know, wrapped it round and round and round, like so. Look, the front end of it looked like a narrowboat, you know, when people do them cutesy things with the rope, you know.
There's something, they're called something. Those
they are
those big knotty.
That's similar to that. Yeah. But we were, because the rope was so long, we had to wrap it around many times. So I've never towed anybody before at the time, you know, back in the early mid-90s. So I've jumped in my car. Johnny's jumped in the Polo, and in the time it took me to get in my car, I forgot I was towing him. I hadn't started yet, and I started the car and went to pull away, and just went to pull away completely normally. And it jerked the car so hard it stalled it, the one I was in. Right? Yeah. I went nowhere because I didn't ease off the clutch because I'd forgotten I was attached to a car behind me. Yeah. And with the early, with the early teething trouble, we started going down the road, and I'm thinking, this really isn't bad. I'm getting the hang of this. And I've looked in my mirror. No problems from him. He's gripping the wheel. He's looking forward. I can see him looking at me in the mirror, and I can see him looking at me in the door mirror, and it's all tickety-boo. So I've forgotten again that I'm towing him. So I've started going a bit faster. When I say a bit faster, I mean I was doing about 62, 64, something like that. It was less than 65, but it was over 60. Because I had a look. I was thinking, this car's doing really well. Something caught my eye in the mirror. And it was Johnny, bless him, with both of his hands off the steering wheel, trying to catch my attention with his arms. The sort of way you'd wave at a train or try and wave at an aeroplane, that sort of two-handed wave.
Yeah. Was this as he overtook you?
Well, I could see the whites of his eyes, right? Because this rope was so long that we'd wrapped it round so short. Yeah. The rope was about 4 feet, right? And I'm doing 60. He's right behind me. Well, I've stopped the car, and he stopped, and it skidded, it screeched, right? A real Starsky and Hutch kind of screech. And I've just, it very, very sort of blasé. I've got out of the car, and I'm thinking, what on earth has he stopped me for? We were cruising, it was beautiful. And I've got to and he's wound the window down, and he's looked up at me. Now, anybody that knows him knows he's life and soul of the room. He's not a wallflower. He's a go-getter guy. He looked at me. He was as white as a ghost. All right, he was absolutely terrified. I've never seen him look so bad. He looked completely ill, and he just looked at me and he went, "The rope's too fucking short, mate." And I was like, "Is that all?" And yet, if the rolls were around the other way, it was just dreadful. And it reminded me of that. And it was just the scariest thing he'd ever done. And to this day, I'm grateful to him for that. Yeah, so that's what got me. Yeah. And do you know what? He told me afterwards, once we'd got the car where we were going, that he missed a job interview as well for that, to help out. So, which is him all over, really. Yeah. So that was my little story from since last time. Now,
I was just going to say, our mate Felix, he's been in contact, hasn't he?
He has.
So I was talking about wrestlers last week or last time.
He enjoyed the wrestling part. Yeah. One of the things he told me was that he's got a little addendum.
It was meeting famous people in the queue.
Well, he managed to merge the two together, right? Because we were talking about people we've queued up with, and we were talking about the wrestling. Yeah. So he should. If we had T-shirts, he's earned one just for this. Yeah. But he stood in a queue behind a lady. Yeah. And he got talking, and for some reason, it must have been steered by the lady. They were talking about wrestling because she said, "I'm a wrestler." Okay. And he said, "Are you?" Because that's unusual, even if it were a man, but perhaps even more unusual if it's a woman. And she said she was Klondike Kate.
Not Klondike Kate. The Klondike.
Yeah. So she could be a female contender for her face being put into the Heights of Abraham with the others, really.
Wouldn't be bad, to represent that side of the,
Yeah. It's a good idea. To gender, balance, as they say. Yeah. I thought that was really cool that he'd done that. Yeah. And he also posed a question, didn't he? He posed a question to us. Yeah. And it's a kind of music question.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't got a track this week for Don't Drink the Water, so we're a bit scarce on news for Don't Drink the Water. However, again, it was Felix that said, he rang me and said, "I've been thinking, because I saw something on YouTube, and it was Lou Reed singing Perfect Day." So we all know that. Yeah. But he was singing it on Jules Holland. Right. Fine. Okay. So it's live, all the rest of it. Yeah. But for some reason, and people may have seen this, it's widely available on YouTube, he decided that he was going to have it was not really a stage, but let's call it a stage, on stage performing with Lou Reed, was a man in full, I think they call it gi, doing slow motion karate.
Gi?
Yeah, not the melted butter stuff. Straight in curry.
Well, that's a bit extreme, isn't it? Not a human chip.
When I said it, I thought you were not going to let that go. No, it was. Well, let's call it his uniform, then.
The karate man stuff.
The gear. I thought they called it gi, but I just misheard somebody said I've got all the gear. I don't know. And no idea. Yeah. But he was doing the slow motion moves. Okay. And he struggled, and I've seen it since. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that adds another dimension. He's suggesting that we do
Well, he said
same
if,
sort of
if
thing,
we
you know, yeah.
as a band don't drink
Yeah,
water,
yeah,
disappeared up our own arses and decided we were going to go all avant-garde, what would we do?
Yeah.
Now, some things spring to mind straight away that are serious. I've been to see David Ford, and he's had a guy painting on stage.
Oh, yes.
Not decorating. Not
Whistling.
doing a bit of artexing and that. All right, boy, well, you know.
This Coben needs work over.
Exactly. I do a bit of broken leather up there. No problem for you, mate. No, it was all about making an art painting whilst he was singing.
Yeah.
So it was relevant, and that was good. But he was thinking more about stupid stuff, you know, and it was a question. He hasn't suggested anything particularly. He's just asked.
Well, you got any ideas?
Well, those who know me know I like my shoes because I made the bootlets and that before, didn't I? You know, the cut down wellies and that before.
What, cobbler?
No, cordwainer. No, I don't mend them.
Oh.
No, I was making them that time. Yeah. Anyway, so because I'd bought a new pair of shoes, one of the things I liked the other week with these new shoes was the tread on the bottom of the shoe. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, they're designed, they're like a casual trainer, and they're made by, let's just say they're made by the brand with 3 stripes.
Yeah.
And that logo made the tread up of the sole.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I then voiced what I thought you don't see anymore, right? I thought you don't see this anymore where people put on a shoe, kids, I mean, I did it, I'm sure you would have done it, and all my friends did it. You'd put on a new pair of trainers and sprint about 10 feet and then stop abruptly because you've got to test the grips.
Okay.
You know, you've got to see if you want to know that you're in safe hands.
Yeah.
And I would have somebody on stage doing it.
Would you?
Yeah. You can hear a pin drop in here and a silver cockatoo. I'd have a bloke testing grips of his shoes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd slide, sometimes they'd grip and he'd go over on a knee, so he'd be taking a knee and that sort of thing. And
they'd be screeching though, wouldn't
there'd be a lot of screeching, depending on the shoe, but it wouldn't be the same shoe all night. He'd change them around.
Well, you changed it. You were talking about somebody welding making some gates, weren't you?
When? Oh yeah, no. Yeah, who was that? It wasn't Bob Dylan, was it?
We have him in the background welding the gates.
Making gates.
Yeah. I've always thought
true.
my first one was when we were out trying to look for a balloon act. You know, the old balloon sculptures.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've dabbled, haven't you?
We were playing.
Yeah.
It could be making a swan, you know.
That's a good one.
But I've got to go for the old sheep shearing because it's quiet, but you've got something to look at. It's friendly. Sheeps enjoy it.
You've got the added risk as well of a sheep getting getting free.
That's
and
right.
Gallivanting on the stage. Well, having the gear over.
And while we played down on the Hurricane.
Exactly.
Really, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. It's better than the shoe
Perfect night out.
ones. Yeah, perfect night out. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day as well about me sort of pick-up lines from the past, you know.
Yeah.
I've always had a favourite. It's a nut fail. I tell you guys, if you're in a bar or cocktail lounge and you want a no-fail pick-up line, try this.
Get a pen, get a paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were in the Amazon, I'd take you to my hut. Hey, what?
Oh, I see.
Straight in there, isn't it?
See.
Yeah.
Topical as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. If you have got a pen, anyone listening, and they are jotting down these nuggets of pure gold.
Yeah.
Another good one that is a pretty good, got a high success rate.
Yeah. Huge hit rate.
Yeah. Is would you like to come back to my house and help me wash my parents?
Oh yes.
Because then you know if they're gonna if they say yes to that, they really will be through thick and thin, sickness and health, all that as a keeper, isn't it? Anybody that goes, yeah, all right, then shrug of the shoulders, you know, little drop of the shoulder, you know.
Yeah. I don't know whether we should talk about our mate Cody.
Well, I've got to queue him up. So where are we?
He's
tell us about him.
Yeah. He's based down in Florida, way down south.
Is it Lee Valley? Is that where it's from?
Yeah,
Lee County.
So. Yeah, Lee County. Yeah. he's got a few nice influences. I noticed that he's one of his influences is the Steel Wheels, which is one of mine actually. I really rate them as a band.
Yeah.
But
Stevie Ray Vaughan is another influence as well, isn't it? Yeah. So we're in safe hands here.
It's kind of country, bluesy sort of stuff. He's working with a big palette, which is nice. I'm a sucker for ballads, and he does some really nice stuff like that. As well.
They're good story songs. Well, shall we play?
Yeah. Well, because he's down there. I mean, what we would say is down south. Down at the deep end,
Yeah.
He's got this EP
It's got
out,
an EP
hasn't he?
out, Southern Noise.
Yeah.
And this is a track from it. This is it's loosely Copenhagen, but the track is called Cope. So shall we have a listen to it?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Let's have a go.
Yeah.
Call it what you want, just don't call it a vice. You don't like what I'm doing, and you say that I should quit. Why don't you just mind your own business and watch out where I spit? You might drink a little whiskey, might sip red wine. You might smoke the good green grass just to try and free your mind. We've all got habits, but I try to live right. I cope with Copenhagen, and I'm by my head tonight. Now I'm not trying to say one's right or one's wrong. Don't judge the way I live, and we might get along. I know what you're thinking, and I don't give a damn. 'Cause I can't hear a word you're saying with a shot glass in your hand. You might drink a little whiskey, might sip red wine. You might smoke the good green grass just to try and free your mind. We've all got habits, but I try to live right. I cope with Copenhagen, and I'm by my head tonight. That's right. You might drink a little whiskey, might sip red wine. You might smoke the good green grass just to try and free your mind. We've all got habits, but I try to live right. I cope with Copenhagen, and I'm by my head tonight. Cope with Copenhagen. I cope with Copenhagen, and I'm by my head at night.
That was Cody Weaver with Cope.
Yeah, that's proper country rock.
We are having that all day long. There's no bubble gum in there.
No, it's nice stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
That's quite heavy as well, though, isn't it? It's a rock. There's some rock in there.
Yeah,
you can hear the Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of influences, can't you?
Yeah.
It's right on it.
Yeah.
It's just got a sort of the attitude. I like the sort of the growling, that kind of gruff. It's not like you coin that kind of roses round the door. It's not that at all.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
The other track that I liked off that one was the Dad's Old Ford.
Yeah, that's a good track.
Was really good.
Well, because we've got no Don't Drink the Water this week, we can play Dad's Old Ford actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we can do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Cody, you need to come over here, man.
Yeah.
do well, wouldn't he?
Oh,
you know?
just a tad.
I know
yeah.
these tours. If you're going to tour with a band, it's really expensive, you know. But a lot of you guys would come on over and just do acoustic sets, you know.
Yeah.
And this is really well received kind of stuff, you know.
And there's no shortage of venues either.
Because I'm sure these songs work as as acoustic versions.
Well, I'm sure that's how they started off.
Yeah, sure.
You know, definitely.
It's guitar-based music, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Especially this Dad's Old Ford. You can hear the sort of the
hear where it's
origins
come
of it.
from,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Shall we have a listen to that?
Yeah,
then?
let's have it.
Let's have a go at Dad's Old
yeah.
Ford. Here we go.
Must have been about 12 or 13, picking oranges in that Florida heat. Just helping out on my daddy's farm. Daddy hollered, son, come with me. I got something that I want you to see. I ran like hell down to the barn. When he opened up the doors, the sky lit up that brand new Ford. 4x4 and Holland green, 8-foot bed and cloth bench seats. No straight 6 and a 4 on the floor. Change the oil and he kept it clean. Prayed one day he'd give her to me. Couldn't wait to turn 16. This country boy's dream. A few years later that truck was mine. 100,000 miles and a dam the side. And I don't mind a little rust. Meet the boys on Friday night. Head on out to the county line, where we kick up a little dust. Yeah, Jimmy's got a brand new F-350, but that's old Ford. She still gets me. A whole lot of people always want more, but I still love that worn out Ford. 4x4 and Holland green, 8-foot bed and cloth bench seats. No straight 6 and a 4 on the floor. Change the oil and I keep it clean. Can't believe he gave her to me. Couldn't wait to turn 16. This country boy's dream.
And that was Cody Weaver with Dad's Old Ford. What are you thinking about that?
Yeah, dedication, man. That's I mean, this guy's hitting over 50,000
On Spotify, yeah, I know, 55,000 or something, isn't it?
So
I mean, it's huge
it's in
streams.
good company, yeah.
American songwriters said he was one of their favourite artists of the year. So, Cody, you're busting it. He really is. He's on the MVK label, which have got their own site, of course. Yeah. And it'll be Cody Weaver as well. You know,
he's got a website, I think, hasn't he? Yeah.
I think it's codyweaver.com.
Yeah.
I think so. But you can get him on Deezer and Tidal and Spotify and all those things. But I know he's having a tough time as well at the minute. So hang in there, Cody. We're thinking about you and your family, man.
So you check this guy out, Cody Weaver. Don't forget that name.
Do not. Okay, moving on.
Right.
We are thinking the 5 rings, really, aren't we?
The 5 rings.
The 5 rings.
5 gold rings.
And the day we're recording this, it was the day after they said about the weightlifting.
Yeah, that's a funny old situation. I don't know what's going to happen about that. It ain't going to lie down, is it?
No, it's joking aside, it's ridiculous, really. But
well,
there we go.
Yeah, I was thinking that they put every time that the Olympic comes on, they've got a list of like new sports that they're going to try out, don't they? Exhibition sports.
That's right. I think that's how the beach volleyball got in and things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know that funnily enough, they've been trying for years. I mean, it isn't in it, but they've been trying for years to get ballroom dancing in it.
Yeah, but while you've got squash players sitting at home watching it, they surely not. No.
This year it's baseball.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, it's in Japan, isn't it? Yeah. They like it. They like it in
big
Japan.
In Japan,
yeah, big in Japan.
But I can see that, you see, because there's a result, isn't there?
Yeah, and it is a sport. You have to be kind of fit and skillful and all those things.
Some of these other ones, though, you see, I have a bit of a problem with you've got the kind of Olympic thing is, what is it, stronger, higher, or faster, higher, stronger,
further, yeah, as well, yeah.
So if you got like things that you have to be, it's just somebody's opinion about like gymnastics.
Yeah, diving is another one. That's just I think he dived better than him.
Really qualify, does it? I don't think.
Well, not compared
not to me,
No, and
it's not. Doesn't come under the
those 3 or 4 things.
I mean, they're putting in skateboarding.
Nah, kids do that. That's a game.
Well,
that's a game.
It's going in.
No, not having
surfing. That's going in. How can you compare one surfer
on
that piece of water to another surfer? I don't get it.
Will it be all that man-made rapids and all stuff like that? I don't know.
Sport climbing. I don't know what that is.
Climbing.
Well, it's sort of got its roots in cat burgling. Something down drain pipes and stuff.
Slipping over on the ice.
Karate.
Karate?
Yeah, karate.
Okay, well, that's when you get the gi again. We'll get Lou Reed on. Perhaps he can have his knocking on now.
Do you have a result in karate?
Yeah.
You do, knock
2 falls, 2 submissions or a knockout.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Easy, and all that. Yeah, I think you can. But you've had some ideas about not necessarily bringing old things back, like the standing jump, the long jump without a run up. You're not really going down that path particularly, are you? You're thinking about things that are not thought of yet.
There's stuff that
should be events.
There's stuff that really has been in the Olympics that's is being abandoned.
Right.
Like rope climbing.
That was an event, was it?
Yeah.
And what was that one you told me the other day?
What? The long spit.
No, it was not. It was the one, the
tug of war. They had that tug of war. That was another one.
That's a proper one. That's a good one. No, you said one.
Oh yeah,
the other day.
I mean 1948.
Yeah.
This is a weird one. I think I can see why they don't do it anymore.
This is going to melt Google. Yeah. This is when people hear this, they're going to go, "No, I'm not having that." But
town planning.
There's an event.
Planning.
There's an event.
Yeah.
Are you sure that doesn't go on before the Olympics? And that's how you get it.
I think it might be. Yeah.
But according to you, in 1948, that was an event.
Yeah.
Town planning.
I don't know how it worked it out. You got gold, silver, and bronze, I suppose, for different. I don't know. Weird. Do they bring the development with them to the stadium then?
Well, if it's only a hamlet, can you only get third? I don't know. That's just ridiculous. Yeah. But anyway, so you've got some events, have you? Because I've got a few.
Swimming obstacle course. People getting lost.
Would the people be out of their depth? Would they've got to swim the whole time?
Well, yeah, you got to.
So if there's like a hoop they've got to jump through, like a dolphin does, they can't stand on the bottom and jump. They've got to try and propel themselves out of the water.
Swim around the obstacles, don't you, I suppose?
Yeah, but I want a hoop. I want them to have to jump through a hoop.
It might be, yeah. They did have the old tandem, tandem bicycle sprint. Yeah, I mean, that's a shin-shattering job, that is, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, I like that, though. That's a proper one. That can go in.
Underwater swimming.
What, furthest distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That'd be lengths of a pool, wouldn't it?
They've taken it out.
That's
too dangerous.
If our Olympics, that'd go in.
Yeah. Hot air ballooning.
I don't know about that. Where's the skill? In being blown around like an Asda carrier
He had
bag.
better wind than I did. He got further. I can't.
No,
you
you'd
can
have
see
to-
where it was dropped, can't you?
You can, yeah.
Synchronised swimming, of course, that was still in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But is there stuff that you'd like to see introduced as an event?
Well, I don't think they'd get in, if I'm honest. But years ago, and again, we're back to this is one of Felix's creations back in the early '90s, about '93. We held an indoor Olympics.
Oh yeah.
And he came armed with ideas for events. Mm-hmm. One of them sounds very simple, but is really difficult.
Right.
You have to lay down on the floor. Obviously, this if this were an Olympic event, it would be outdoor. But in this case, it was in our living room at the time.
Yeah.
On your marks, get set, go. Two of you
We see a lot
racing.
of these events start off in somebody's kitchen somewhere.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we know all about that, don't we? You know, with the balloon game.
Yeah.
Now, what you do is you mark, set, go. All right. Mm-hmm. And you have to have, with your hands by your side, you have to slug your way across the carpet. So go about 10 feet.
What, in a black bin line?
With nothing. You can't do anything. Only writhe to try and win.
Nice
you
one.
Can't pull. You can't crawl like a commando. You have to keep your arms by yourself. So it's just a matter of like subtle body movements. It's really difficult. Really difficult. That was the first event.
Yeah.
Right, just as a sort of get us going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we had the classic. Now, some people are not familiar with this, and it's difficult, I suppose, to describe on radio. However, it's when you put your hand by your ear.
Yeah.
You put your elbow up to a certain height, and where your elbow is flat, you stack coins on it.
Yeah.
And then you thrash your elbow through, and you try and catch the coins before they hit the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Can be done.
It can be done,
Yeah.
and you can. There's a world record in it, and it's like 50 coins or 100 coins or something. So
Yeah.
But that was another event. And that's
a good event.
That's good.
Yeah.
If you.
What about the old flipping the beer mat?
Flipping the beer mat is a good one. Yeah, that could easily go in. That's a banker.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
But what we also had was weightlifting, right? Indoor weightlifting, but with no weights because we didn't have any. So
imaginary weightlifting.
Clean and jerk. Well, lovely snatch.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh. You struggled with that one, didn't you? Hey.
No, this is Felix turned up with cotton buds, Q-tips, cotton buds.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Back before they were banned, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
And we laid them on a semi-soft surface, so like the seating of a sofa, the seat part. So you kneel down in front of a sofa, and you'd put a selection of maybe 8 or 10. So you're going big, and you crash your face into them and try and sandwich them between your top lip and your septum on your nose.
Right, yeah.
So in that bit where a moustache grows.
Mustachio style.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And then throw your head back and see if you got any. But because you have to throw your head into them so hard and make such a ridiculous face, as you stand up, you're going, have I got any? Because you can't see.
No.
And it's hilarious because it's all this contorted face and you might not even have any trapped. So that was a good one. They're sort of indoor Olympic events that you could have.
Yeah,
easily.
You see, some of these things that they have in the gym, as it were, like the parallel bars. I mean, that's a strange thing, isn't it?
Wasn't that the thing that Brian Jacks was good at in Superstars?
No, I think he was at the old press ups and
the dips or something.
Dips, yeah.
Yeah, but I thought he did them on the end of the parallel bar. I can't remember.
And then those the rings, where they hang on the rings and they have to do that.
Is it called the crucifix?
It's a strange thing, isn't it? How long can you do this?
But they must be ancient at events, mustn't they?
Yeah, but I can. Back in the old Greek time, I can imagine these guys wandering around with a little bit of rag around their middle,
natty,
all oiled
natty.
up, doing things, But, and then they've added different things to it. I don't think they did the beam. The beam that the girls.
Well, the boys.
But they wouldn't be on that. I mean, that's some crutch busting piece of kit. I mean, God, it's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, couldn't have that.
And
couldn't have that.
The pommel. Men doing that. It's like as if they can't make their mind up. Shall I go around this way? Shall I go around
The
that way?
trouble with the pommel horse is there's only a couple of things you can do on it.
Yeah.
And they just do them all the same.
Yeah.
They just repeat them, don't they?
So, and then you just got people saying, "Oh, I like that one," and then somebody else, "I like the other." You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to have stuff like that, you've got to have baton twirling in it, haven't you?
Are you sure it's... Well, isn't there a thing already in gymnastics with the ribbon on it? The girls do.
Yeah.
And chuck it up in the air, don't they?
Yeah.
That's sort of like band leading. Or conducting.
Pie eating, I thought that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'd be all right at that. I'd go on that.
What about kabaddi? That's a good one.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
good.
a good sport, isn't it?
Yeah, that Channel 4 used to show that, didn't they? The holding your breath thing.
Dominoes.
Speed dominoes.
Well,
Yeah. No
Great.
knocking.
Yeah, but you get a winner, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having that. That's a good one.
Marbles.
Yeah, marbles. Yeah, which obviously leads us to tiddlywinks, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
I mean, if you can have the vault, you've got a pole dancing, haven't you?
Yeah, but if you're going to have pole dancing and the word vault, you could perhaps put a current
Combine them together.
Or put a current through the pole and see what you get.
I'm not sure whether it's going to fly.
I don't know. It depends how high you turn it up.
Well, after each event, the current it gets on.
Oh, Samantha Smith's passed on the 18 volts. She's come straight in at 25 volts.
No gloves.
And before you put the powder on your hands for the grip, it'd be a bowl of water, wouldn't it? Because it's improved current.
Oh, she's looking good. Oh, God, her tights have gone.
She's gone up like a rocket. I think she needs to have a word with Arena because her leotard's gone up like a bright nylon rocket.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think that's got legs, though.
Yeah.
Electrified pole dance.
Oh, dear. Anyway, fishing.
Fishing. Can we electrify it?
No, you're gonna. No, you can.
All I can think of now is everything you say. I want to put electricity through. Go on, give me another one. Keep them coming.
Frisbee.
Definitely. Soaking wet. Frisbee, yeah.
Axe throwing.
Axe throwing. You've got to get them out you've got to get them out the target when they're in. Yep, that's good. Axe throwing would be a good one.
What about Quidditch?
I don't know what that is. Is that the thing with the rope circles?
No,
the rope loops?
I think it's from Harry Potter.
Oh, is it? What am I thinking of? Quoits or something?
Yeah. I think if you're going to have town planning, you've got tourism.
Tourism.
Yeah.
Can we electrify it?
Electric. Yeah. I think it's time to go, isn't it?
Oh dear, my lungs hurt. I was doing ever so well tonight, and suddenly, I thought we were going to do the first show where it didn't hurt, and we came close, didn't we?
Never mind.
We
Anyway,
came close.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that kind of bombshell, we shall bid you farewell. Thanks very much to Ben Sound for the music, as always. You know how to get in touch with the show. You can drop us an email at ddtwmusic@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook for Don't Drink the Water, and Twitter, Cold Water Spout. And of course, you will be able to listen to this and see the accompanying video on YouTube. Just look up Cold Water Spout podcast and subscribe, because if you subscribe, then we get some followers, and we get a couple of extra followers each month. So tell your friends. I know you do. And we do this because we love doing it.
It would help me, because I'm only here for a bit of eye candy. I don't really play much of a part.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And put some clothes on next time, though.
Okay, Ben. Pull the plug.
Adios.
Adios.